Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. We're going to be looking at a passage of Scripture in Paul's letter to the Philippian church today, where Paul gives the Philippian Christians some instructions on what it means to live for Christ. The Apostle Paul's writings are known more for his doctrinal instructions, where he instructs the new believers on how to believe and what to believe. But he also has time where he gives them practical instructions, how to live life. And this is one of those. In Philippians chapter 2, verses 1 through 4, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition. It says, "Is there any encouragement from belonging to Christ? Any comfort from his love? Any fellowship together in the Spirit? Are your hearts tender and compassionate? Then make me truly happy by agreeing wholeheartedly with each other, loving one another, and working together with one mind and purpose. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Don't look out only for your own interests, but take an interest in others too." He starts this passage with a series of rhetorical questions, trying to provoke thought and to provoke a response by the Philippian Christians that this is how you're supposed to be. He asks, is there any encouragement? Meaning we ought to be encouragers. We ought to encourage one another. When we get together, one of the purposes for our get-togethers is to encourage one another. Oh, how I wish the folks could recognize this, that one of the purposes for our meeting together is to encourage one another, not to discourage, not to insult, not to harass, not to give a hard time, not to provoke, but to encourage. Amazing how it would be if the children that grew up in church would say, my church was the most encouraging place. The adults there always encouraged me. What a beautiful place that would be. Then he mentions comfort. There's so much pain in this life and so many people going through so many different kinds of emotional pain that there needs to be a place, and a fellowship of believers is supposed to be that place where we find comfort from God's love. People acting out the love of God and giving comfort. He mentions fellowship. How desperately we need to recognize that we're not in this world alone, but we have friends that will walk through the high waters with us. Fellowship, a beautiful thing. Tenderness. So often we build up such a hard outer shell to protect ourselves. How beautiful it would be if we recognized that the fellowship of believers is a place where there's tenderness and compassion. Oh, that would be awesome and marvelous to be a place of compassion. He says, then it would make him truly happy if we agreed wholeheartedly with each other and loved one another and worked together with a unity of mind and purpose. One little boy was getting ready to go to church, and he told his friend that he had to go inside and get ready for church. And his friend says, well, why do you go to that church? What's in it for you? What's there? And the little boy says, they love me there. Oh, what a beautiful church that little boy knew about. And he wants them to be unified and working together with one mind and purpose. Vastly different in terms of things like culture and dress and food, but we work together with one mind and purpose. We're not selfish, we're not trying to impress each other, but we're humble and recognizing that others are more important than we are, not looking out for our own interests, but taking an interest in others. Actually curious about how things are going in the lives of others. How beautiful it is to have a group of believers that gather together, not just to worship God, but to encourage and comfort and strengthen each other. God bless you.